The All Blacks' Grand Slam dreams have been shattered, and now the questions are flying thick and fast. What is going on with this team? After a convincing 33-19 loss to England at Twickenham, the pressure is mounting on head coach Scott Robertson and his entire coaching staff. This isn't just one bad game, it's the third loss of the year, and it follows a worrying pattern. Let's break it down. Against England, the All Blacks were on the receiving end of 25 unanswered points. It felt like once England got rolling, there was just no stopping them. Does that sound familiar? It should. Just a week earlier against Scotland, they coughed up 17 straight points and were lucky to scrape by with a win. And who can forget the defeats earlier in the year? They let Argentina score 20 unanswered points in Buenos Aires, and the Springboks piled on 36 in one half during the record loss in Wellington. This isn't a new problem. It's a recurring nightmare for All Blacks fans. Naturally, the spotlight is turning to the coaches. When asked if he still backs his assistants Scott Hansen, Jason Ryan, and Jason Holland, head coach Scott Robertson was quick to defend them. He said, "Of course I do. We've got a group with an incredible work ethic. We've been experienced enough to understand what test footy is all about." He insists there, putting in the work, and will review everything again. But the coaching situation is already a bit shaky. Attack coach Jason Holland has already announced he won't be renewing his contract after this tour. And remember, last year assistant coach Leon MacDonald sensationally resigned, citing differences with Robertson. He was never replaced. So, you have one coach leaving and another role that's been vacant for over a year. It's not a great look. When a journalist asked Robertson if the team has gotten better, worse, or just stagnated under his leadership, he called it a leading question and pointed to the team's effort. He said, "All our stats that we keep, the boys' efforts are so high. That's what we're really proud of as a group. We've just got to finish more." He admitted the inability to execute is what really stings. So the effort is there, but the execution is not. That's a huge problem at test level. So why can't they execute under pressure? Is it inexperience? Maybe. In the England match, several starters like Simon Parker, Peter Lakai, Billy Proctor, Leroy Carter, and Lester Fenganuku had 10 or fewer caps. You expect some growing pains with a young core. But here's the thing, they're surrounded by a sea of experience. You've got Captain Scott Barrett with 88 tests, and his vice-captains Cody Taylor and Ardy Savio with over 100 caps each. Not to mention Boden Barrett with 140 for caps. With that much veteran leadership on the field, why can't they steady the ship when the tide turns? That's the million-dollar question. For whatever reason, that experience isn't translating into composure and control when it matters most. The lack of consistent progress is what's truly alarming. For fans, with the Rugby World Cup just 23 months away in Australia and a daunting tour of South Africa on the horizon next year, time is running out to find answers. When told that fans are worried about the team's World Cup chances, Robertson acknowledged the frustration. He said, "I'll say we have a team that cares deeply about the black jersey. We haven't quite got the results we've worked really hard for. We do feel it just like they do." He also mentioned that he has the support of New Zealand Rugby chairman David Kirk, who he described as pragmatic but hugely supportive. So, where do the All Blacks go from here? They have one final test against Wales in Cardiff to try and end the year on a high note. But one win won't erase the deep-seated issues that have plagued them all season. They need to find a way to stop these collapses, to execute under pressure, and to blend their youth and experience into a cohesive, winning unit. The clock is ticking, and the entire nation is watching. Big shifts are needed, and they're needed now. What do you think is the biggest issue facing the All Blacks right now? Is it the coaching, the players, the game plan? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you want to keep up with all the latest rugby analysis, make sure to subscribe. See you next time.